News out of Harvard University this afternoon. WBZ has confirmed that Claudine Gay is resigning as president of Harvard University. WBZ obtained the email sent to the Harvard community this afternoon. In that email, Gay said she consulted with members of Harvard's governing body and decided that it was best for her to resign in order to help the institution. Gay has been heavily criticized for the school's response to protests over the Israel-Hamas war and the way she answered questions from Congress about anti-Semitism on campus. She has also been investigated for plagiarism. In her letter, Gay writes that, quote, "It has been distressing to have her commitments to equality and scholarly rigor questioned." She said, amidst all this, it has been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor, to bedrock values that are fundamental to who I am, and frightening to be subjected to personal attacks and threats fueled by racial animus. The person who joins me now, WBZ's political analyst Jon Keller, to talk about Gay's resignation, what this means for Harvard moving forward. Jon, and why now?
Well, it means they stop the money bleed. I hate to be crass about it, but that's what this is all about.
You think this really came down to fundraising problems?
I think I would say that's probably the most immediate and pressing issue that arose as a result of that disastrous testimony and all the negative publicity. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and Harvard's extremely wealthy with a huge endowment, but that's enough to make them pay attention. Look, first of all, I just want to say, my understanding from talking to people who know Claudine Gay is that she's a lovely person. And to the extent that she was subjected to racial and personal attacks, that's just despicable when it happens to anyone. Having said that, the first part of her statement about how distressing it was to have her commitment to fairness in dealing with protest and her scholarship question, well, those things have rightly come under question. Harvard's response to the pro-Hamas statements of some of its student groups was an international embarrassment. My goodness, when the government of Austria is disassociating itself with your institution because of statements like that, that's kind of a historically telling statement. And the resignation closely follows another batch of plagiarism allegations. Now, I believe the number is over 50.
So new allegations had come to light about non-attribution of sources.
Right.
Which goes to the heart of any plagiarism.
Well, to the extent that Harvard fairly aggressively prosecutes cases of plagiarism against its own students.
And expels them.
You get suspended, you can get expelled. They're very tough on it. This was just a no-go.
So you think the integrity of the institution, it just began to snowball as those numbers rose, the money and the allegations of plagiarism?
The pressure of loss of brand standing, of public esteem, with all that implies, but most specifically, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in donations being canceled or sworn off for the future by people who've given generously to the university. The effort in recent weeks to cast this as, well, this is just the right wing and the Harvard haters going after us. Well, yes, that was happening.
Several things can be true.
But there was also a lot of very strong backlash against the university by its own members, by its own faculty, by supporters, generous supporters of Harvard saying this is unacceptable.
Now, you also have the statement from the corporation of Harvard University, which is essentially the board, which hires and fires the president. What stands out to you about their statement?
Well, a couple of lines jumped out at me where they talked about, in the face of escalating controversy and conflict, President Gay and the fellows themselves have sought to be guided by the best interests of this institution. Well, are they guided by the best interests of the institution by her resignation and their acceptance of it, or what they were saying 24 hours ago, which is, this is just right-wing garbage that's being thrown at us? That doesn't hold any water. And then they say that they have a continuing commitment to Harvard's vital educational and research mission and to core values of excellence, inclusiveness, and free inquiry and expression. Again, come on.